There's a big side of success that people don't see. And in this video, I'm joined by a good friend of mine, James. James, another real estate professional, super successful businessman, family man. And in this video, we break down the loneliness, the pressures, the buildup of stress, what you have to go through. And also, especially relating it to Dubai, which can feel like an empty place. People say Dubai has no soul. There are no real connections that are made. And I think that's a bit of a fallacy. I just think that people don't actively search for it or know where to look. Because I've built some great friendships that, will last a lifetime. But also I do know, because I've been on the other end of it, where it does feel soulless. It feels like it's hard to meet people. It's hard to find them connections, find them groups. And that's exactly why I'm building what we're building. And it's something very special. Anyway, so in this video, I'm joined by James. Hope you all enjoy it. We're out on a walk in the mountains in Ras Al Khaimah. So stay tuned and enjoy.
Yeah, so like I was saying, it can be quite a lonely place when you come out here on your own, and especially if you've got no family or someone you're going back to at the end of the day. So I think a lot of the blokes especially don't talk about it. You don't talking about what's going on in your head, and you tend to keep all of that stuff pent up inside, and then eventually it comes to a point where you're like, fuck, I'm gonna blow. I call it like a pressure cooker effect. When the pressure cooker's there cooking away, it's steaming up. If you don't lift up the release valve, before you know it, it's going to explode. So I think one of the biggest things we found out here is having other blokes to just bounce ideas off, to do stuff outside of real estate. Real estate's one of those fields where you're constantly on the go. It's just go. And it's not like a 9-to-5 job. If anybody says it's a 9-to-5 job, they're lying, or they're just really shit at it. It is constantly on the go.
One of the biggest things you're always going to face, especially when you start to build some sort of success, you start to, I don't know, for me it was like I stopped being super motivated and stopped wanting to chase the money as such. For me it was no longer like, oh my god, I just need to do this to make money. I started to feel like I want to do something that gives me a bit more of a purpose. And I think just doing what I'm doing now, bringing lads together, going out on the weekends, making sure that good people come together. I mean, me and James both were saying to each other in January, it was a tough month because, I don't know, it's like you start the new year, you're all fired up and, you want everything to go smoothly and, you've got all these big visions and aspirations, and we've still worked extremely hard this month, but there were times where I just had such a wobble. I mean, one thing I'm not afraid to admit is that, I speak to a therapist.
Yeah, me too.
I've been on and off with that, and again, I just did it recently, but it's because I have the wealthiest, smartest business people around me who can give me opinions on business and stuff like that. But I just wanted someone who I could, be open and honest and raw with, someone who has absolutely no connection with my life, someone who can give me, a non-biased opinion, or even non-biased advice based on what I'm going through. And a lot of the stuff, I think it always boils down to for me, I need to connect with nature more, because I feel like when you get consumed by the city life that gets overwhelming. And also, like I say, connecting with good people, coming together, bringing, men who want to, get up on a Saturday morning, go hike mountains. And that's why I want to build this sort of support group for the brothers out there who, need this kind of thing, just to express and talk about feelings, because I think it's, as a man, it's so easy to bottle it up. And, I think that's where it can just start to eat away at you. And then you just feel lost, you feel alone. And people think, everyone puts different pressures on. I had a comment on my YouTube video where someone said, when I'm not doing much and I'm bored, I feel like it's evil of me to do that. I shouldn't be doing I shouldn't, when you're not doing anything.
Yeah, you shouldn't be sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah, and we get like that too, no matter what level you get at, when you build a successful real estate business, whatever business, it's still, you'll still get that same feeling of feeling guilty when you're not doing much. But the idea is, you shouldn't be putting too much pressure on yourself where you almost become your worst enemy. It's very easy to say that, but when you start, calling yourself a loser for not doing much, you should be doing more. You should be, I need to do something, I need to learn something, I need to change businesses, I need to go and do this, do that. And it could be so detrimental to your mental health if you put that kind of external pressure on yourself. And I think the way I replied to that comment, I was like, if I ever get that free time, I mean, the worst thing you can do is sit there and doom scroll and procrastinate. We both know that.
Yeah.
You need to do something. If you've not been to the gym that day, just go to the gym. Even if you go on the goddamn treadmill, go walk outside. Go and do something that positively affects your body. Go take a sauna, go take an ice bath. it's not a waste of time, trust me, because, you know, sometimes just being alone, go and take a long drive if you want, for God's sake. Just do something that's not just sitting there, like, on your own, alone, you know, you feel frozen, you feel stuck, you're just, you know, doing nothing. Like, if you do, that's the worst thing you can do. And, you know, and if you can't do that, learn something, you know. For me, I'm trying to learn Spanish now. I know it's a bit random, but I want to move to Spain one day again, so I'm trying to learn Spanish, so I spend my spare time learning a language. I'm not doing that. When I was becoming a videographer, I started to learn videography, like learning how to edit videos and, you know, marketing, like how to, you know, create better marketing content, how to get more viral videos, all that kind of stuff, because it relates to what I'm doing. So, you know, just pick something that you want to get good at and learn it, because there's a lot of information out there.
I think it's that whole kind of alpha male, you know, Andrew Tate stuff, where people just think you've got to constantly be on it, where we honestly think that, you know, just getting together, like, we cycle a few times a week, and we say anyone's welcome, because it's open to everyone, you know. We don't own that cycle track, and it's quite nice when you have random people come along and then they start sharing their stories, and there's so many deep stories out there. You know, I spoke to a guy last week who lost his wife a few years ago, and he's going through some stuff with some young kids. And one of the things he said to me was, I want to be in a firm where we're constantly talking about wellness, you know, like a brotherhood. People get together and we talk and we do hard shit just to kind of strip it all down and rebuild it all up. So I think it's massively important. And I reckon anyone watching this, if you ever want to join us on a trail, you know, on a cycle, you just want to get together, we have random days where we'll just sit, have a coffee and just hatch out some ideas.
Exactly.
And I think one thing that Joe said is, sometimes the best thing to do is nothing. And, you know, I'm constantly looking at data from my Aura ring and seeing what's going on, variables. And when I look at it over the week, the best day is a Sunday where I choose to do nothing. That might be mooching around with my family, watching a series on Netflix with my kids, and you look at your stress levels, you look at your recovery, and it's the highest. So I think having a day where you do nothing is hugely important as well.
Yeah, all right, well, we'll leave that one there. I think for everyone who's watching, I'm sure you got some golden nuggets. You know, James Zahota, successful entrepreneur, UK to Dubai.
Come and join us for a cycle or a hike, you know, everybody is welcome.
Everybody's welcome. All right. Look at that, and then we've got Craig and Benny behind us. They're slacking a little bit, but there they are. All right, boom. Thank you.